Hello friends, myself Ashok Bagda from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, and in today's lecture we are going to discuss a part 3 of group technology, okay, from the subject computer aided manufacturing. So dear friends, we have discussed in our previous lectures group technology part 1 and part 2. In group technology part 1 we have discussed about what is group technology, okay, then uh, what is a part family, what are the types of code, okay, and how we have to, why we are going for a group technology. In a part 2 we have discussed about a classification and coding system, especially a OPIDS coding system, and this OPIDS coding system is used to form a part family. And we know that what is part family. So we know that part family is a group of component which are similar in a design attributes and in a manufacturing attributes. So we have already discussed about what are the design attributes and what are the manufacturing attributes. We have also discussed about there are three methods for the grouping parts, okay. First method is a visual inspection method. We know that we have very well discussed this method, uh, visual inspection method. Second method is a production flow analysis, and we know that this production flow analysis method is used root sheet for the grouping group of parts, okay. This root sheet is nothing but it is a sheet which contains complete information for the manufacturing of a component. For example, the complete information of which type of processes are required for the manufacturing, okay, and in which sequence. Third method is a part classification and coding system. So we have already discussed about a OPIDS coding system. We know that OPIDS coding system is used for the to grouping the parts, okay. And in this OPIDS coding system there are primary form code, supplementary code and secondary codes, okay. Now let us see some advantages or benefits of well let us see benefits of well designed classification and coding system. So if we have form a code for a particular components, then what are the benefits of this coding and classification system? So first benefit is facilitate formation of part family. So after giving a coding system to all the components, we then we can easily form a part families, okay. We can easily form a part family. So if we have a very good coding system, then we can, then there is a we have a then we can easily form a part family. So this is first example, the formation of part family will become easy. Second, permit quick retrieval of part design drawing. Permit quick retrieval of part design drawing. So if we have to retrieve a part design drawing, then it will become very easy. Third one is a reduced design duplication. So we know that we have a very good coding system, then there is no possibility, or we can say that there is a reduction in design duplication, okay. Next one is a promote design standardization. So by giving some standard coding system, we can maintain a very good design standardization in our manufacturing unit. Next one is a improve cost estimating and cost accounting. So cost estimating and cost accounting, it will become also very easy task, okay, after giving some classification and coding system. Facilitate NC part programming. Okay, so part programming, it will become also easy after giving a coding and classification. Next one is a computer aided process planning become easy. So if we have to prepare a CAPP, then it will become feasible after classification and coding system. So these are the some benefits of classification and coding system. So if we have uh, identified, if we have given very well coding system to the products that we are producing in our industry, then we have, these are the benefits. Okay, now let us see another method is a composite part concept. It is a composite part concept. So we know that sometimes we use design attributes and sometimes we use a manufacturing attributes. We know that visual inspection method, part classification and coding system use. In this method we are going to group the parts into part family by using design attributes, and in the production flow analysis method we use root sheet, that means a manufacturing attributes for the grouping the parts. Now this composite part concept is used both design attributes and manufacturing attributes. A composite part for a given family is a hypothetical part that includes all the design and manufacturing attributes of the family. That means the composite part concept uses both design and manufacturing attributes for the grouping a part. In general, an individual part in the family will have some of the features of the family, but not all of them. A production cell for a part family would be consist of those machines required to make a composite part. Such a cell would be able to produce any family member by omitting operations corresponding to the features not processed by the part. That means this concept is used both attributes, design attributes and manufacturing attributes. So the manufacturing of a component will become easy and we can reduce lead time. We can also use our machines in a very optimized condition. So here there is this is our part A and here it is a part B. So the composite part concept, our part A, the composite part for a family of machine rotational part, and second B is the individual features of composite parts. So here we consider this part having, that means this part comes from the rotational parts, and if the parts having some additional features, okay, now let us see. So if we want to manufacture these types of parts, then we have a raw material like a in a cylindrical shape. So first of all we have to first procedure, that means external cylinder. So we have performed here a turning operation for the external cylindrical surface. Okay, then second we perform a face of cylinder, that means we perform facing. So in these two sides we perform facing operation. Then third one is a cylindrical step. So again we have to convert this cylinder in a step cylinder, so we perform here turning, again we perform a turning operation. Then next one, here for a smooth surface, we perform a grinding external cylindrical grinding. Okay, now we have to create here axial hole. So we have to create axial hole, so that's why we perform a drilling operation. Then next one, counter bore. So we use here, we have to perform a counter bore, that's why we use a counter boring. And next one is internal threads. So here we have to perform internal threads, then we are using tapping. So the composite part features and corresponding manufacturing operations, design features corresponding to the operation. So in this case we have used a manufacturing attributes, these are the manufacturing attributes, and also according to the shape, some of the attributes we have used a design attributes. So by composite these design attributes and manufacturing attributes, we can easily classify the parts into group, that means parts into part family, and these part family will become easy to the formation of manufacturing cell. And this manufacturing cell, it is a in which we can use our machines in a very optimized condition. Okay, so this is nothing, it is a composite concept. Now let us see a machine cells. So before discussing about machine cell, let us see a manufacturing cell. So we know that the application of cellular manufacturing. Okay, first of all, what is a manufacturing cell or machine cell? So we can say that machine cell is nothing but it is a cell, it is a place where some of the machines are kept. Suppose we consider there is one place where all the grinding machines are there, another place there is all cutting machines are there, another place there is all milling machines are there. So this place is known as a cell. But machine cell, that means the cell contains number of machines, it may be a 1, 2 or many more. Okay, so let us discuss about machine cell. Okay, the machine cell means it is a place where machines are kept. So and the types of group technology cell. So here we have discussed 5 types of machine cell. First one is single machine. So as we see that this is our machine, this is our raw material, and this is our finished product, and this is our worker. So in a single machine cell there is only one machine, and raw material is input from one side and finished product will become in another side. Okay, so single machine cells are used for a single, if our product having required only a one operation, one manufacturing processes, then we can use a such kind of single machine cell. Second reason, multiple machine cell with manual handling. So as shown in figure B, there are 3 machine 1, machine 2 and machine 3. From the one end, the raw material is input, and from another end, a finished product will be output. Okay, and here each and every machine there is a one worker. So what happens? So raw material, suppose in a suppose so first one is a single machine. So in a single machine, the single machine approach can be used for a work part whose attributes allow them to made on basically one type of process. So if our finished product is completed only in one manufacturing processes, then we can use a single machine cell. So you can see clear here, this is our machine, this is raw material is inputting, and our finished product will output from here. Okay, now second one is a multiple machine with manual handling. Okay, So group machine layout is a cell design in which these are the group machine layout in which several machines are used together. Several machines are used together with no provision for conveyor and parts movement between machines. So in this manufacturing cell, there is no conveyor and part movement between various machines. The cell contains machines needed to produce a certain family of parts, and machines are organized with proper fixtures, tools, and operation to efficiently produce the part family. Okay, so in this type of manufacturing cell, there is no all the handlings, material handling will be manual, and it requires proper fixtures and tooling. So we can say that and tooling setting time will be reduced. Next one is a multiple machine with mechanized handling. So it is similar to the multiple machine with manual handling, but in here some standard material handling systems, that means automatic material handling systems, are used. For example, here a belt conveyor is used. These are the machines. Here raw material is input, and here some uh, finished product will be output. But in this system, automatic material handling systems is used. Okay, next one is a flexible manufacturing cell. So in a flexible manufacturing cell, the all machines are automated machine, that means for CNC or VMC machines, and the material handling is also a standard material handling system, that means it is automatic material handling system. Now next one is a flexible manufacturing system. So flexible manufacturing system, it is also a system or a cell where a number of machines are grouped together. All the machines are automated machine, for means CNC machines, and material handling is also automated. So in this system, material handling is used for a automated belt conveyor, automatic loading and unloading machines. Okay, and here raw material will in, and here finished product will be out. Okay, so this is a flexible manufacturing style. Now let us see. Okay, before see benefits of group technology, let us discuss about a manufacturing cell. So manufacturing cell, it is nothing but it is an application of group technology. manufacturing cell Manufacturing cell is nothing but it is an application of group technology. After forming part family, okay, after forming the part family, group the machine in a particular cell. Okay, so after forming a part family, we have to group the machine in a particular cell, and this particular cell is known as a cellular manufacturing, or we can say that manufacturing cell. Okay, cellular manufacturing is known as a one piece flow production system. One piece flow production system. Now let us see benefits of group technology. We can say that benefits of cellular manufacturing. Okay, so first benefit of group technology: standardization of tooling, fixtures, and setup is encouraged. So in a group technology, we standardize tooling, fixtures, and setup. So this will be a beneficial for the production. Second one is a material handling is reduced. So we know that in a group technology, we form a manufacturing cell. In this cell, so material handling will automatically reduce. Next one is a parts are moved within a machine cell rather than entire factory. So in a manufacturing cells, parts move only in the cell, not in entire factory. Okay, so this is also one advantage of group technology. Next one is a process planning and production scheduling are simplified. So we can, our process planning and production schedule will become simple when we are using a group technology. So we can easily make a process planning and production schedule by using this approach. Next one is a work in process and manufacturing lead times are reduced. Okay, so work in process and manufacturing lead time. So we know that in this in this approach we reduce material handling time. Okay, we use machines in a cell, so material movement will be also become reduced. So overall the manufacturing lead time is also reduced. Improved worker satisfaction in GT cell. So workers are also satisfied with work because the work environmental become more satisfactory. Next one is higher quality work. So we can achieve a quality product by using group technology. Now let us see some limitation of group technology, or we can say that problems in group technology. So first one is identifying the part families is the biggest problem. So we know that suppose we are manufacturing thousands of parts, then these thousands of parts we have to form a part family. From these thousands of parts we have to form a part family. So the thousands of parts we have to divide it in a group, and this is a very difficult task. If the plant makes 10,000 different parts, reviewing all the parts, drawing and grouping the parts into family is a substantial task. Arranging production machines in the plant into the appropriate machine cells. So after forming a part family, we have to rearrange all the machines in a manufacturing cell. So this rearrangement of all machine, it is also very difficult task. It makes time to plan and accomplish this arrangement, and the machines are not producing during the conveyor. So this rearrangement of machines, it is a very time consuming task. Okay, and we have to plan for the this rearrangement. Okay, so this is also another limitation. We can say that the group technology, the implementation of group technology, it is very costly. Okay, so I hope you understand about group technology. So we know that in this chapter we have discussed about group technology. Let us revise, let us recall what is group technology. So group technology is a manufacturing philosophy in which similar parts are identified and grouped together to take their advantages in similarities of manufacturing and design attributes. We know that this grouped parts, if we group the part, this group of parts is known as a part family. Okay. We know that the part family, to form a part family we have three methods: visual inspection method, production flow analysis, and part classification and coding systems. So we have discussed this each and every method. Visual inspection method, it is very simple. Okay, part classification and coding system, we have to use some charts for the uh, giving a coding to the part, and the part those who have similar codes are kept in a one group. Next one is a production flow analysis system. This production flow analysis is used this production flow analysis is used the root sheet to form a part into group, and this root sheet contains the sequence of operations in a system or in a manufacturing plant. Next one is a manufacturing cell. So manufacturing cell, we know that manufacturing cell is nothing but it is a cell where the machines are rearranged and this arrangement of machines are according to the part family. Okay, then we have also discussed about some advantages, limitation and benefits of group technology. I hope you understand about this group technology. Thank you.